It's Christmas time. This small business is in danger. There's lots of awkward heterosexuality, and I'm here to review them.
Hey, it's day 10 of the 12 days of Christmas movie reviews, and today I'll be reviewing another Lifetime Christmas movie. It's the Christmas edition, starring Carly Hughes and Rob Mays. Jackie is a determined journalist for the Sunshine Chronicle in San Diego, and she's very excited for the opportunity to potentially get promoted and become an editor at the newspaper. But when Dow's Media, a digital media company, acquires the newspaper, it puts Jackie's future at the paper in jeopardy, and she's offered what amounts to a demotion to stay on at the newspaper. Frustrated, Jackie chooses to leave, but then her coffee shop owner friend, who does not want to be told he looks like Santa Claus but does look like Santa Claus, suggests that there's a small town in Alaska looking for someone to take over their newspaper. Jackie finds it amusing, but after talking to her father, a successful, apparently, journalist in his own right, she decides to take up this crazy opportunity and heads out to this small town in Alaska to take over their newspaper. The newspaper is not in great shape following the death of its newspaper owner, and his son is who introduces Jackie to the newspaper and the town. And so, ultimately, I forgot the name, and my cat is on me now, very excited. Finn, yes, Finn is the name of the gentleman, the son of the newspaper owner. My cat is now just laying on my lap, so this will be comfortable for the review. And so, Finn introduces Jackie to the entire town, her staff at the newspaper, who are just two individuals, a kind of newspaper chief of operations and a photographer. But over time, Jackie grows, of course, to love the town and revives the newspaper based solely off the town's love of Christmas. But because of the success over that month, Dow's Media is now interested in acquiring that newspaper, and it leads to some very difficult decisions for Jackie on her career path and her love for Alaska. Will Jackie decide to remain in this newspaper in the small town in Alaska that she helped develop and revive, or will she return to San Diego to go after her dream job? Well, my cat has left my lap, and that'll give me the opportunity to then talk further on the Christmas edition. And so this movie, again, something that I appreciate to Lifetime Christmas movies is there isn't necessarily some evil villain force of a character. In this case, it is making commentary about the state of journalism, Jackie's passion to keep the printed word and actual printed newspapers out there, and to not be acquired by this huge entity that plans to turn newspapers into digital formats that are widely spread across the country. So a nice commentary to the reality out there, if not done so in the most cheesy Christmas of manners. Jackie, of course, develops a romance with Finn, played by Rob Mays, who I, for a brief moment, thought might have been the actor from Problem Child, who had now grown up as an adult. But no, it's not. This is a completely different gentleman. So I was mildly disappointed at that, having enjoyed Problem Child as a child myself, as stupid as that movie was. Nevertheless, of course, like any Christmas movie, the romance develops way too quickly. The success of the newspaper also extremely quick. But it's nice, again, to see the development of an interracial romance in the film, in Jackie and Finn. Also, just the townspeople's diversity as well. Pretty impressive for a small town in Alaska. Really, any of these small towns in these Christmas movies are just a certain realm of utopia and fantasy not to actually be experienced within America. But that's why we enjoy them. So, as a movie, it was fine. It kept my interest going. I wouldn't say that there was anything, well, particularly funny was Rob Mays, who strangely did look almost like a Die Hard villain, but was the main romantic interest, which was odd. There's a hilarious, as usual in one of these Christmas movies, a date montage of their happiness with music, not particularly good Christmas music playing in the background, and Rob Mayes really goes on one of their dates, and it's such fake laughter that it was amusing. The special guest in the movie is Marie Osmond, and she plays the head of Dower Media, acquiring all these newspapers across the country. Again, nice to see Marie Osmond, and she's had a great deal of plastic surgery done, and in any of these cases, I always hope that that makes the individual, the actor, happy, and they're not just doing this because show business and Hollywood has forced it upon them. Nevertheless, I would say Marie Osmond's face now looks weird to me. But if plastic surgery made her happy, then fantastic. I've always enjoyed Donnie and Marie. Who hasn't? Nevertheless, she just appears in her role as kind of a mean yet understanding major individual just acquiring a bunch of newspapers and being rich. So anyway, on a scale of a partridge in a pear tree to 12 drummers drumming, a solid, Christmas movie that you can just turn on right in the middle. So I give it 6 geese a laying. Well, we're down to just 2 more days, so join me for the next 12 days of Christmas movie reviews. I think I'm going to be closing out with 2 films from Netflix.
We're gonna make it come tonight.